Hello everybody, my name is Roger and welcome to my channel, Rogers Reads. So today I'm doing my December TBR, books that I hope to get to in December. So the first book that I hope to read is entitled The Afterlife of Holly Chase, and this is written by Cynthia Hand. This has actually been in my TBR for quite a while, but I decided to postpone it until December because it is kind of a Christmas themed book. So, on Christmas Eve, 5 years ago, 17-year-old Holly Chase was visited by 3 ghosts who tried to convince her to mend her ways. Well, she didn't, so she died. Now she's stuck working for a top secret company called Project Scrooge, I do believe, as their latest, and she's working as the ghost of Christmas past, which sounds kind of fun. So far, Holly's afterlife has been miserable. But then I think things really end up changing for Holly with perhaps, or so I'm guessing, a chance for redemption. So I don't know, I'm looking forward to reading it. So now every year I have kind of a tradition of reading several cute little gay romance novels around Christmas time, and this year is no exception. So the first one I'm going to read is entitled Mr. Frosty Pants by Lita Brake. So this follows Casey Stevens, who ended up ghosting his straight best friend Joel 4 years ago when Casey went away to college. It's also worth mentioning that Casey is in love with Joel and hoped that time and distance would lessen that love, but alas, it has not. So now Casey is home for the holidays, and he hopes that there might be a way that he and Joel can become friends again. But Joel's frosty reception reminds Casey of just how hard he had to fight to be Joel's friend in the first place, Mr. Frosty Pants. So it's pretty much going to take a Christmas miracle to break down that wall. But there's a kicker, as it turns out that Joel might not be as straight as Casey believes. So the next book that I hope to read in December is entitled Home for Christmas by R.J. Scott. Now, R.J. Scott wrote one of my favorite gay Christmas romances entitled The Christmas Throwaway, and I actually used to read it every year. I don't know if I'll be able to sneak it in this year. Maybe I will. So I was really delighted to learn that he had just released another one. So this one follows Connor, who finds his good friend River on top of a campus building, drunk and shouting into a snowstorm. So from what I can gather, he somehow manages to convince / insist that River come home with Connor for Christmas. So we learn that River doesn't have a family or any place outside of college that he can call home, but he actually prefers to be alone on Christmas and not around people. Only Connor keeps telling him these wild stories of this perfect family Christmas, of the perfect family celebrations at his parents' ranch. So River finally gets worn down by Connor's talk and agrees to come home with Connor. So I'm guessing that there'll be some sort of romance here, and that's really about all I know about it. So I'm looking forward to reading it. I just noticed it was released the other day, and I said, ooh, R.J. Scott, Christmas romance, gotta get it. So the next book I hope to read in December is entitled The Granby Knitting Stories by Amy Lane. Now, I'm a huge fan of Amy Lane, and she writes gay romance books as well. And I picked this up last year, probably around this time, but I never got around to reading it. And I do believe it's a collection of feel-good Christmas romance tales revolving around knitting, fabric, I don't know. We shall see. I will get back to you after having read it. So the next book that I plan on reading is entitled The Christmas Train by David Baldacci. So this follows a disillusioned journalist, Tom Langdon, I believe his name is, who has to get from Washington to Los Angeles in time for Christmas. And for some reason, he's forced to travel by train. So thus, he begins a journey of rude awakenings, according to the blurb, thrilling adventures with some holiday magic thrown in. We're actually reading this book for my in-person book club this month, and so I'm looking forward to it. So I was browsing through my list of ebooks, my ebooks TBR, and I noticed another Christmas story called A Ghost for Christmas by J.D. Winters, which somehow escaped my radar. So this is a cozy mystery in the Destiny Bay Cozy Mystery Series that I'm not familiar with, but the title drew me in, A Ghost for Christmas. This follows Melly Kiai, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, who goes for vacation at her aunt's to recover from a breakup. But what she wasn't expecting was to find a dead body in the doorstep. So, could her sweet aunt be involved in murder, or was it someone else? So she takes it upon herself to solve the murder, aided by ghosts that only she can see, as well as a reluctant police detective. So of course it is not all fun and games, as there is a murderer on the loose who may just find a way to silence her forever. So I do love a good cozy mystery, and throw in a ghost and I love it even more. So this one sounds like a lot of fun. So the next book that I hope to read in December, surprise, 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 is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. Yes, I know, this book keeps popping up in my TBR, but I told myself I am going to finish the Shadowhunters series this year, and this is the last book, so it looks like December is my only chance to keep that promise, so I will finish this. So the next book on my list is entitled The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Now, I was on a waiting list for this in my library, and it just came, so I'm going to have to read it this month, because I've waited quite a while for it. I've actually been quite looking forward to reading this. So it follows Evelyn Hardcastle, who will die. In fact, Evelyn Hardcastle will die every day, until another person, Aidan Bishop, can identify her killer and break the cycle. But every time the day starts again, Aidan wakes up in the body of a different guest. So I assume this takes place at a party. And some of the guests are more helpful than others. So this is supposed to be a really inventive and off-the-wall story that sounds right up my street, and I really can't wait to read this. So, while I was at the library picking up Evelyn Hardcastle, another book caught my eye as well. And this is entitled Spells and Scones by Bailey Cates. And I think this is another cozy mystery, actually. But it sounded kind of intriguing, so let me read you the blurb. When the bookshop next to the Honeybee Bakery hosts a signing for a Savannah radio celebrity's new self-help book, Magical Baker Katie Lightfoot is happy to provide some delectable desserts. A big crowd has turned out for the event, curious about the book and maybe to sample some goodies. But the final chapter comes too soon for the author when she is found dead in the back of the store. The prime suspect is a former witch whose familiar was once Katie's own terrier, Mungo. Katie is hesitant to help at first, afraid of losing the little dog who has become so important to her. But after a nudge from Mungo himself, Katie decides to try and conjure up the real killer before the accused witch gets put away for a long spell. So hopefully I'll have time to get to this month. So I think I'm going to stop there for now. I'm not sure how my reading month is actually going to pan out because I'm having surgery on December 5th. So either I will be bored and get tons of reading done while recovering, or I'll feel like crap and won't feel like doing anything else except for vegging in front of the television. So we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned for the exciting conclusion. So yes, that about does it. What are you reading in December? Let me know in the comments. I always love to hear what people are reading. And that is it for this TBR. As always, I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. And if you liked this video, as always, I'd appreciate it if you'd click the like button below, because that really helps me out, helps my channel out. So that is it. I will talk to you in the next video. Roger and out. Ooh.